If you want to try to figure all of this out on your own, by all means, go right ahead. Hey guys, welcome back to the DrCliffAuD vlog. This is vlog number 303, and today I want to talk to you guys about some people who do not like the HearingUp Network. But before I get into it, do me a huge favor, click the like button. It really helps out the channel. And if you are not yet subscribed to the channel with notifications turned on, go ahead and do that as well. It's greatly appreciated. So what prompted this particular video where I'm going to air my grievances? They're not really going to be that bad, but nevertheless, let me share this with you. So as you guys know, I do like to go and surf these different Facebook groups. This particular one is coming from the Hearing Aid and Hearing Loss Support Group on Facebook. But this individual, and by the way, I'm very proud of this individual's question, and you'll see why here in just a second. So this individual said, I see lots of posts in here saying your hearing aids are only as good as your audiologist. Oh, that sounds so good. I love that. Well, can folks give me some pointers on how to find a good audiologist? I don't have hearing aid coverage on my insurance, so I'm assuming that doesn't matter as far as who takes what. I have mostly mild, some moderate loss. I suspect a good amount of APD, which is auditory processing disorder. Currently have receiver and canal hearing aids that I've had for just over 5 years, and I'm based in Seattle, moved here about a year ago. Now, one of the moderators for this group, Jonelle Kunamara, actually responded to this individual basically saying, hey, go to hearingup.com and find a HearingUp professional, something along those lines. And I was like, oh, that feels so good. I know Jonelle does go to a HearingUp provider. She also posted another video that Dr. Rachel Cook had posted so this individual could get a little bit more familiar with what you should really be looking for in a hearing care professional. But that didn't stop other individuals from basically going on there and saying that I would never go to find a provider on hearingup.com. Now, I'm not going to share exactly what they posted, but I'll give you guys kind of like a simple understanding of it. So the first thing that these individuals were saying that they didn't like HearingUp for was because you had to pay in order to be on hearingup.com. So just in case you guys are unfamiliar, hearingup.com is a network of hearing care professionals that I started back in 2019. They go through my vetting program so I can be reasonably confident that they're going to follow comprehensive audiologic best practices to provide their patients with an extremely high-level treatment outcome. Now, is it guaranteed that you're going to like going to one of these providers? No. I mean, personalities differ for different people, so on and so forth. The individuals might do all of the best practices, but they might not do them exactly the way that I would do them and that I show on my videos. And that's okay because there is professional discretion when it comes to following best practices. But back when I started the network, I determined that the highest likelihood of treatment success and if that person's going to be doing all the things that I talk about on my YouTube channel regularly, then chances are you're going to end up having a higher level treatment outcome. And that has really been supported over the past 6 years because I receive endless amount of emails from these individuals who schedule with a HearingUp provider who are like, hey, I have not had treatment success in like over 10 years of wearing hearing aids, and I went and within 2 visits with the HearingUp provider, they corrected everything, and now I'm hearing better than ever before. So I get like 99.9% of emails from individuals like that, and the 0.1% of emails that I get from people who are upset with the provider that they went to is often due to a misunderstanding or a clash in personalities. But I can see the point of other professionals out there or even consumers with hearing loss who are like, hey, I kind of don't like the fact that these individuals go through this vetting process and then they pay on a monthly basis to be listed on hearingup.com. I can totally understand that perspective, but here's the thing. The fact of the matter is that if I did not have individuals paying membership dues to the network, I would not be able to sustain this network long term. And the main goal of this network is to make sure that individuals with hearing loss know that these providers are fulfilling these requirements of best practices that I talk about ad nauseum on my YouTube channel, and the consumer is also the ongoing vetter. So if you end up going to one of these individuals and you know that they should be doing, let's say, real ear measurement at your hearing aid fitting, and they don't do real ear measurement at your fitting, who do you think that they reach out to? They reach out to me and say, hey, I went to so-and-so here in Florida, and they were not following best practices. And so we're able to have a dialogue. I'm able to figure out like, well, what's the real story? End up identifying that it was at a consultation, not at a fitting. And so that's not in violation of not following best practices. And here's the other thing. My reputation is on the line when it comes to the HearingUp Network. If I had a bunch of people who just paid the membership dues to get listed because they wanted to get all these patients that they would get from people watching the Dr. Cliff YouTube channel, which is up to like over 420,000 subscribers at this point with millions of views every single month, they would just be able to pay their way in, and then I would send people to them, and then I would get constant complaints because a lot of the providers out there just don't follow best practices. And I'm really trying to make it easy on you guys to be able to find an excellent provider, and I'm very confident that the likelihood of you finding an excellent provider is much, much higher if you go to hearingup.com than if you just try to find a good provider yourself. This also brings up the fact that you do not have to go to a HearingUp provider if you want to go to a provider who follows best practices. You could just go to hearingup.com, go to the free resources tab, and download the best practice checklist, and then become very familiar with what those items are that are considered best practices, and then go to a hearing care professional and basically say, I want you to do all of these things. Now, they'll probably look at you cross-eyed being like, well, you don't need that, you don't need that, you don't need that, you don't need that, and you do need that. So you have to make sure that you're going to a provider who's actually willing to do those things. But that brings me up to the second objection that a lot of these people were posting about, which is, well, my provider follows best practices and they're not listed, so clearly the HearingUp Network is not a comprehensive listing of all providers who follow best practices. And they're absolutely right. I mean, there are lots of excellent hearing care professionals out there. In fact, when I first started the network, the goal was to basically be like, hey, you guys are already doing all of these best practices. Why not get credit for it? Because no one with hearing loss has a freaking clue that you're any good or that you do all of the right things. So let me help consumers become aware of you. And here's the thing. This is a voluntary network. So I'm not going out there soliciting different hearing care professionals. I'm not promoting HearingUp to other hearing care professionals. If a hearing care professional becomes aware of my content because they either had a patient say, hey, why are you not a part of this network? You do all the things that are required, or they end up stumbling across watching my videos, hearing me talking about HearingUp. At that point in time, the provider will actually watch my webinar and determine, like, is it going to be a right fit? And if they determine that it is going to be a right fit, they have to apply, they have to get approved, and after they're approved, they pay their dues to get listed. But it is definitely not a comprehensive list of all of the professionals across the United States that follow best practices. Although, I will say, I'd be shocked if any more than 5% of hearing aid clinics actually follow best practices. That's probably even lower than that, because every single time I talk to a new onboard to the HearingUp Network, there's always one or two things that they were not doing that they had to start doing in order to be eligible. Now, not always. Some of them have been comprehensive from day one, but there's always usually a couple things that they had to incorporate into their workflow to make sure that they were comprehensive, meaning doing every single best practices, not just the what we would consider to be most important ones. The third objection that I think at least one person posted was they went to a HearingUp provider, they were not happy with their experience, and they found a different provider that was not in the network, and they're extremely happy with their experience. Well, this kind of goes to what I said a few minutes ago, which is there's no guarantee that you're going to like the provider that you go and see. They might have a different strategy about how they're going to treat your hearing loss. They may recommend a hearing aid that you don't feel is right for you, and then you get upset and you want to go somewhere else. Like, I mean, I've been referred to different places, and I'm specifically talking about eyeglasses. I had 3 people tell me, hey, you need to go to this eye clinic here in Scottsdale. They're fantastic. So I go to that eye clinic, that vision clinic, and I had the worst experience in the world. Now, it could be because I got that provider on a bad day. I went to a different provider entirely than the one that I should have gone to, and I've talked about that in other vlog videos when it comes to the HearingUp Network. Or for whatever reason, I just didn't vibe with that particular clinic. But if they gave that same recommendation to 20 other people, those 20 other people might have went to that vision clinic and been like, this is the greatest place on earth. Nothing is ever 100% guaranteed. There is a shot that if you go to a HearingUp provider that you're like, I didn't have a good experience there. I actually don't really like the provider. I don't think they did a good job at treating my hearing loss. Do I think that that happens very often? Absolutely not. But it is very important that if someone has a bad experience with a HearingUp provider, that they tell me about it and they tell me who they went to see, because the only way that I can continuously vet this network on a day-by-day basis is if I can hear from you guys and if you have a bad experience, because I always reach out to the provider if I ever get any even remotely bad feedback about them. And you know how many complaints I will typically get for a provider in the HearingUp Network? Well, it's typically 0, but if I get one, what are the chances that you think that they'll get another complaint on them? It's virtually 0, because they know that we are watching them, meaning that I have you guys watching them. And you know what? I have really high expectation levels in my clinic too. If you come in to see me and you do not receive the quality of care that I talk about on this channel, you should be going to my Google page and leaving me a bad review, or wait, slow down. You should be contacting my clinic and saying, hey, listen, I had a bad experience. What the heck? But I know that I'm in the spotlight. Everybody's waiting for me to fail or make a mistake, and I'm totally fine with that. At the end of the day, if you want to try and find the best hearing care professional for you that follows best practices and does a terrific job of treating your hearing loss, go right ahead. I have resources for you on hearingup.com to try and accomplish that. But if you want me to do the really hard work for you, because we have over 200 members in the HearingUp Network at this point, and every single one of them has gone through a personal vetting process with me, then I'm happy to support you in your endeavors of finding a hearing care professional who is excellent at what they do. But I want to hear from you. Are you a fan of the HearingUp Network, or are you not a fan of the HearingUp Network? Let me know why down in the comment section, and I'll see you in the next video.